Hello friends, welcome back to my gaming channel New York Pop. So let's continue on our gameplay walkthrough of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. So in the last video we got a new case, the Muse from abroad. We got an invitation from Werner. Okay, let's read this again. My dear Sherlock Holmes, as you no doubt have already guessed, I would like to invite you to experience my art exhibition, not only for the purpose of contemplation of beauty, but in a more general need of your genius. You will find the galleries at the Caravanserai at the crossroads of Bazaar Road and Herms Avenue in Old City. Always your friend Vivi, that is Werner Vogel. We haven't got any other cases left, just a tale of empty house. We need stuff for that. And Treasure Island, we need to be searching around for that. So I'll keep them for the last. Although I will have to do it before the last case, because after the last case, we can't basically free roam. After the end of the game ends. You can free roam. So you have to do everything before the last case. Okay, so in this we have to go at the crossroads of Bazaar Road and Harms Avenue in Old City. Old City, Bazaar Road, Harms Avenue. This is the point we need to go. Okay, we got new furnitures here also, so on the way we will visit there too. We will be fast traveling to Old City Market first. Here it is.
Oriental rugs at a good price. Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase.
Okay, dressing screen for those who like walls but don't want to commit.
May your purchase bring you joy.
Okay, let's head on our way now.
A fresh newspaper?
Headless eels floundering. Beloved bibliophile, bid adieu.
I wish you pleasant reading.
We are at the crossroads. Let's read the news first. Headless eels floundering. The smugglers operating under the name of Cordona Fish Company have lost their leader. Frederick Panzer, the head of Eel's gang, was arrested overnight in one of his warehouses, caught red-handed, alongside the gold that was to be smuggled in the fish. Were it not for the swift and precise police operation, the stolen jewelry would have left Cordona never to be seen again. Instead, the priceless property will be returned to its owner. Beloved bibliophile, bid adieu. Angelo Donaldo, known to all across the island as the kindly generous owner of the old city's antique bookstore, was murdered Tuesday by craven gang members. His shop, an institution for decades, is today locked for the first time in living memory. As the city reels, we know the loss will be felt not just by the patrons of his store but by his neighbors, friends, and loved ones, to whom his gentle warmth and sly wit offered a much needed respite in this dark time. Police are investigating the homicide but not yet made any arrests. A funeral is expected to be announced this week. Is this it by any means? Yes, this is it. Vogel's art exhibition. There he is.
Mr. Holmes, you came. Oh, how kind. Though now, of course, I realize it is because of my game, not the works on display.
It needn't be one or the other. Your man's disguise was easily debunked, Mr. Vogel, but I shall admit that you planted in me the seed of curiosity.
Ah, terrific! I had no doubt you'd put the pieces together. Let us call it an opening gambit before the real game begins.
So, this little game of yours, what's it about?
An enigma to solve. A locked area in the basement with no windows found brutally vandalized. I have no clue how it was possible.
What was in the basement?
And this locked area downstairs, what exactly was it?
The under gallery. It's always shut, and I'm the only one with the key.
Ah, so this is your private collection, not part of the gallery.
Oh, no! It's an exclusive exhibition of eccentric pieces. Only a select cadre of artists, investors, and collectors are admitted. Not everyone deserves to have their eyes opened.
Describe the events.
What about this intrusion? What happened?
Last night, I was about to leave the gallery when I heard a noise downstairs. I went to the basement, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. It was admittedly a rudimentary inspection. It is not uncommon to get rats down there, so seeing nothing of note, I left and locked up the building. When I returned this morning, alas, I discovered that part of the exhibition had been torched, and there was no sign of the intruder. The mystery being, of course, that all the doors to the gallery were locked exactly as I left them.
And the door to the basement is the only entrance?
Correct. Tell me you're not intrigued.
Well, this matter is certainly within my wheelhouse.
This intrusion troubles me. Please take a look around if you're willing. The under gallery is through the door at the end.
I will see what I see.
Okay. Gul Afsar Caravanserai.
I wish I could show you the gallery under different circumstances, but life is beautiful in its unpredictability, isn't it?
Grave of a suicide victim. William Kotarbinsky. The Yellow Christ. Paul Gauguin. Love and Pain. Edward Munch. Guardian Spirit of Waters. Odilon Redon. Okay, let's select the case. The vandalism of under gallery. Last evening, Vogel heard a noise from the under gallery. He described the stairs, but failed to. He descended the stairs, but failed to check thoroughly.
You sure you don't like art, Sherry? You sure you don't like art, Sherry?
The Origin of the World. Gustave Courbet. The Apparition. Gustave Moreau. This area is locked off. Bollington from Behind. Charles Chatney. Charles Chatney reminds me of if you have played Red Dead Redemption 2, you will know who Charles Chatney is. But is he an actual character? The Luncheon of the Grass, Edward Manor. Okay. We can't go upstairs, we can't go through this door. We will be going downstairs. AC Swinburne room. The AC Swinburne room.
Back home we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Sure.
A simplistic attempt at provocation.
Back home we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Closed with a metal bolt.
Okay. Scratches, fresh magnet fillings.
Footprints. Size 9.5.
So someone came through there. "29 inches. 24
The left
inches.
step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame.
It reminds me of an actual Sherlock Holmes case.
Old and hasn't been used for a long time.
Okay.
A true artist never shows an unfinished piece.
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness unbroken, John.
Looks to have been slightly moved.
A handprint of the thing from another world. But it looks fresh, and its coal origin ruins the effect of the extra mundane. Sodden and mould-ridden. One presumes deliberately.
Okay. The frame is empty.
Oh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing.
Cigarette butt.
Now, Palbot.
Malpole.
Coal fingerprints. I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache.
The chain is fragile. For paintings. Okay, paintings were hanged here like this. There is something to find out, but analyze, but later.
The parasites of creativity. Or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests. Saturn devouring his sun. Oh, grim composition.
Unflinching in its ferocity, yet somehow beautiful.
The Oh Wild Room. The IY Franco Room. It's time for analysis. What happened where? No, Werner Vogel came through the stairs. The criminal came through here. Werner Vogel. I don't think so. Someone came through here. Okay, someone came through here and hid inside, right. Werner Vogel burned them. Someone else burned them.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. he accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wilde's room, but the vandalism was a cover for the theft.
Okay. So what did he stole? Some kind of paintings that was specifically hanged there? I don't know. In A.C. Swinburne's room, we located a coffin with a skeleton inside which had been slightly moved. On the coffin lid, someone has left a coal handprint. A coal hatchet in I.Y. Franco's room was bolted closed, but on the inner side of the door, we found fresh scratches with magnet fillings. Inside the hatch, someone has left several footprints. A coal footprint trail has been left on the floor of I.Y. Franco's room. The left step is shorter than the right, which indicates lameness. Most of the paintings of Wilde's room has been removed from the hanger. A pile of ashes from burnt painting lies on the floor, but one of the frames appear to be empty. Near them we found a malpulsed cigarette butt which has a coal fingerprint. Before talking to him, let me say once.
The pieces are not what I expected.
What do you think my collection is about?
Decay, decadence, death.
Extravagant paintings have been left to rot in a basement. A commentary on decay and the crumbling of society, correct?
I don't know.
Well, that's absurd. Of course you know. It's your gallery.
There is no one answer, no singular truth, but many filtered through the subjective mind. That forgetting, embellishing, lying machine. Besides, what's wrong with a lie if it makes life more interesting?
What's wrong with a lie? It corrupts the ability of others to behave freely and rationally.
Men never act freely and rationally anyway. It matters not what is or isn't in the end. The only important thing is how you feel. And I simply want to feel and consume as much as I can. Don't you?
Feelings are simply one's animal ancestry trying to wrest back control of the brain. I try to avoid the distraction.
You try not to feel, even in a place like this? None of it moves you?
To be frank, I struggle to maintain even a whit of interest in art.
But Mr. Holmes, it is joy incarnate, mankind's greatest achievement.
Mankind's highest achievement above all others is objective and rational thought.
I see then why you dislike art, for it means whatever you want it to.
Or perhaps, Mr. Vogel, I was lying.
Aha.
Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, let's say the case was interesting.
Mr. Vogel, my investigation has revealed that the intrusion was not merely vandalism, but theft. The limping visitor left your place with a canvas.
That's very impressive.
About the break-in.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the latch and dislodged the shovel while doing so. That's the noise you heard yesterday. When you went downstairs to investigate, he hid in the coffin.
It seems I should have checked the space more thoroughly.
The limping visitor.
This thief was familiar with the gallery and he was sporting a limp. Do any of your clients or artists come to mind?
My, your attention to detail is remarkable, Mr. Holmes. I should introduce you to Bosch's works. Alas, I'm afraid I cannot suggest a culprit.
About the theft.
The fire was a clever attempt to hide a stolen painting, even if it didn't fool me. I found the remnants of an empty frame in the pile of ashes. The canvas had been removed. Do you know which paintings in the Wild Room may have interested a thief? Were any particularly expensive?
Those pieces belong to a well-known artist named Boniface Mercurio. They're controversial, but not of a notably high value.
There's something more, is there not? I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed. There is another intriguing angle. I recently received an anonymous offer for one of Mercurio's works. The sum was more than fair, and indeed could have saved Mercurio from his artistic poverty. But he declined it.
Was it a performative whim? Some artists lionize pain and hardship as if their work would be worse after a meal and a hot bath.
I cannot tell. But not only did he refuse the deal, he insisted on displaying the painting in the public space. I was hoping to change his mind, but artists are a special breed of stubborn.
Can you describe the painting?
What was depicted in the piece?
A bound woman, wrapped in robes, being penetrated by a red devil that stared at us, the viewer. The beast had numerous tails growing from his back, and a large crowd gathered around the pair, silently watching the orgiastic scene.
Okay, well, given the nature of the other works on display, it's hard to see why that one stood out. What could possibly be its value?
The evaluation of art is very subjective, Mr. Holmes. After all, art is everything. A poem, a bruise, the beads of sweat on your beloved skin. Even a masterfully solved crime.
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Regardless, the painting was one of a series called The Sabbath Night in Cordona. The works depict sex, violence, and other controversial acts that life, for better or worse, contains.
Ah, I see.
I'm not sure that you do, but that can wait for another time.
Where does Mercurio live?
So where can I find Boniface Mercurio?
I know he lives somewhere in Old City, but couldn't be more specific. He's a prominent figure, so finding him shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I believe I have enough to begin. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. Your gallery certainly has unexpected depths.
I'm delighted to have been able to please a friend. In return, I expect you to come back with good news. Or at least with a good story.
Okay, key evidence collected. All evidence is collected. So we are done with this area. Okay, Mercurio's address. Vogel said that the artist Boniface Mercurio lives somewhere in Old City, but he doesn't know where exactly. He also mentioned Mr. Mercurio is a prominent person. Painting that might be stolen. It depicts a roped woman in the act of love with a devil looking at the viewer. With a crowd gathered around them, the devil is red with numerous tails sprouting from its back. On one of a series called Sabbath Night of Cordona. Okay, it gives the reading sign, so I guess I'll have to go to the Cordona Chronicle and find out any article regarding it. Okay.
I wish to be alone.
Yeah, you'll be alone. I have stuff to do. People, prominent person, celebrity, district, old city, section, Alexandria. Okay, the brawl at artist sellout. The past week has brought us a new scandal regarding the local so-called artistic higher society. It all began at the painting sellout named by local artists as the Dance of Descendants. The director of the publishing house, the Lion Direct Twerk, broke at the idyllic by throwing a chair at a descendant artist Boniface Mercurio. As Mr. Terwick said later, he did it because Mr. Mercurio brought dishonor to his name. The column writer graciously reminds the reader that recently Mr. Mercurio was spotted with Mr. Terwick at a coffee shop. Afterwards, an orchestra conductor, Kurt Gallagher, smashed a painting across Mr. Terwick's head to protect his friend Mercurio. A large brawl started, including a large number of customers. After a protracted fight, the police arrived. All the high society brawlers were arrested and placed under guard for a week. What a breathtaking event it was. As your loyal advisor, I suggest that you obtain a souvenir from the sellout. Unfortunately, it has since ended, but Boniface Mercurio himself invites our readers to visit his home and purchase one of his paintings. You will find him at the address Holmes Avenue between Scarlet Street and Olive Street in Old City. Only a couple of minutes and we had the right paper in our hand. I almost wish it took longer. Barely had time to put my feet up. Okay. So it is at the address Holmes Avenue between Scarlet Street and Olive Street. Let's leave the Cordona Chronicle first. Holmes Avenue, between Scarlet Street and Olive Street. So somewhere here maybe. Let's fast travel here. Which one is the resident? This one, okay.
Excuse me, young man. Where do you think you're going?
Greetings, ma'am. I'm looking for the...
I don't care who you're looking for. You shall not pass. No visitors allowed.
I wish to buy a painting from Mr. Boniface Mercurio. Is he at home?
Dearie, tell me, because old age has made me blind. Did someone write Information Bureau on my forehead? Because I'm not here to answer your questions. Entry is for residents only. If you aren't a resident, please leave, or I shall report you to the police. No visitors allowed.
Okay, it seems I will have to dress up as this guy. You can't change clothes here, obviously. Got to go outside first. Seeing that big image, I had doubt that I'll have to dress up as him. Wardrobe. Some beard was there. Will that be it?
No visitors allowed.
Nope. What if I go without the makeup?
No visitors allowed.
The relaxed glamour.
No visitors allowed.
Okay, maybe I need a different set of clothes. Let's get to this clothing merchant and see.
Don't miss out
Oriental
on my
rugs at a good
unique
price.
clothes. Let's pick something that suits you.
Yes, I need that.
A good choice. A good choice. Indeed.
Let's see if this works out. I got the correct hair and clothes this time, but let's see the makeup.
Boniface, sweetie. Is that you? Ah, old age does terrible things to one's sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake! How many times will you lose that key of yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please, accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several weeks ago and I'm still waiting.
I will pay you, I promise, very soon.
You'd better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock. And I won't fall for those cow eyes.
Key to Mercurio's flat. Oh shit, he's dead, right?
Red skin, tails on the back, reminds me of Verda's description of the stolen painting.
So that's the stolen painting?
Red skin, tails on the back, reminds me of Verda's description of the stolen painting. The chest has been searched. Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here.
Aunt May whiskey? Knife is missing. Blue cloth fiber.
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching. I wonder where he got that fancy camera.
What else is here?
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching. It appears the wine was truly awful.
Okay.
The blood has dried.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called Expressionism.
What the hell are you doing
Don't
there?
look at me like that, Sherry. I will not touch that dirty floor.
Time to examine the body. Soft torso
Judging by
muscles.
post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days.
Bruise on the knuckles.
The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife. Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags.
Knife.
A normal kitchen knife. Could be the murder weapon.
Okay. Nothing else in this room, I guess. Let's check this small room.
The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material. Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon? The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material.
Okay, now time to analyze the scene. What happened here? He said someone searched through the chest. Nope. No, he didn't kill himself.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Something is wrong here.
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in. Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him.
Okay, maybe to save his painting somehow. Mercurio's body lay on the floor in his room. Blood from his cut throat covered the floor. I found a kitchen knife bloodied near the rags. I spotted bruises on his knuckles. Judging by his post-mortem rigidity, he had lain there for 1-2 days. Mercurio's flat. When we arrived at Mercurio's flat, a dead body lay on the floor. Near the entrance on the desktop, we found a broken bottle of wine and a shattered frame with blue cloth fibers on it. Open drawers suggested that his desktop has been his desk has been searched. A painting covered in blood lay on the floor. The other room contains Mercurio's photographic studio, where we found a ruined photograph inside the developer. Mercurio's death events chain. Mercurio was in the middle of developing photographs when the intruder struck him. The thief attempted to search for something inside the chest, but the artist heard him enter and ran towards him with a wine bottle in his hand. He smashed the bottle across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief, who tried to defend himself by swinging the knife in the air, struck Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags, tried to bandage him, but it was too late. But why did Mercurio want to grab the painting in the middle of the fight? This is something that needs to be investigated.
The chest has been searched. The chest has been searched. It's time for some chemical magic, John.
Okay, we have to analyze the painting. 2, 1, minus 4. 2 minus 2. Let's remove this 3, 1. This will be 4, 2. Two. Um. This 4 can be changed to minus 4. Three minus 1, so this is 2 and 2 minus 1. 1, 2, 1 minus 4, right? Two, 1 minus 4. I managed to erase the blood by using chemicals. It's a still life painting of Mercurio's room.
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs. I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John? If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here.
Okay.
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John? Nothing behind it.
I guess that's just it. We need to find that.
The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material.
Found the skull.
Monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
What were you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
Okay. Let's try to do what John said. Not tell her, otherwise I would have told her, but
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
who entered my flat
Can
recently?
you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared. And I thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Mercurius did call the police to my flat.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat. And don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
John's challenge on. Dead man walking. All evidence is collected. So the limping man only killed him.
Phew, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
Okay. We need to place it on the easel since the painting is not in a perfect facsimile of the room. There was a stash behind the skull where Mercurio kept a photograph of an African woman being violated by a man dressed as a demon. Sketch of the abuser. At Mercurio's place we found a photograph of a vile act perpetrated on a young woman by a debauched man. John has sketched the abuser for our reference, depicting him in a red suit with a tail. John's redrawing of the pregnant girl. John has redrawn the photograph of violation that I found at Mercurius Place. In this painting, he depicts a pregnant woman with tribal scars on her face. Dead man walking. John doesn't like the idea of telling the landlady the truth about Mercurius' death. He suggested staying incorrect. I didn't tell her the truth.
May I ask you something?
I can't help you, friend.
Who can? That is the question. Let's dress as a poor man.
Can I ask you a question?
I have no idea why you think I could help you.
Is this familiar to you?
You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. But I don't know what you are talking about.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Could you help me?
Stick to your kind in the factory and get out of the way.
Okay, what do I do about this? First, let's remove this mustache. Okay, now how about I ask in the gallery the main guy, maybe he knows something. Okay, I went in the wrong direction.
Help me, please.
I cannot be of help, sir. Someone else might know better.
What about her?
Do you know anything about this?
I don't know, but you got me curious.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Are you able to help me?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
May I ask for your assistance?
I don't know, but you got me curious.
Time to check your who,
Help
what,
me,
and
please.
what, Cherry.
I don't know,
Who are
but you
you
got me
asking
curious.
about what and dressed as what?
Let's see if he's able to help me.
I think I'll leave the exhibition in its current state for a while. I'll call it The Art of Vandalism. I think I'll leave the exhibition in its current state for a while. I'll call it The Art of Vandalism.
Okay, let me stop here. I'll continue from here in the next video. Bye bye.